I'm here with Xavier, and he's about to test his drone. We got to see this, baby.
Set the altitude now. When it hit that ceiling, it's gonna stabilize itself. No, it reclaim it.
This man is gonna crash his shit. I'm gonna laugh.
That's why I'm beginning to do it. Good. So now I'm going into acro, right? I don't even need goggles for this shit, bro.
Oh shit!
I need to run. I don't need time. If I gotta run.
Oh my God, son.
I'm running with the controller. I'm out.
Here we go.
Okay, so here we go.
Press the other button. The down one. The one up right there.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Twice.
I don't even know the damn buttons. Yeah. But because I'm not hand up.
Hold it down twice. There you go. There you go. Stop being chicken, man. Stop being chicken, man. You got it. You got it. Come on, baby. Here we go. Oh!
I'm going to show you how to take off like a pro without any experience needed. You can do this. Let me show you how easy it is and how safe it is. Let's get this done. Fire it up. All the way up, guys. Before you go taking off into the abyss and rocket launch into the moon and your drone comes down like a brick and hits the ground and shatters into pieces, safety first. First thing is first, if you're doing this for the first time, go to a big open area like this. I'm in a huge open area right now. You don't need to, but you need to for the first time so you can feel confident. We're on to step 2. Go into your goggles, go into your menu, go down to settings, go under safety, and look at my max flight altitude. My max flight altitude is 66 feet. That's the lowest maximum flight altitude, to 66 feet. And I'll show you why. Good, so you set it on 66 feet. Go back. Go back. Now, why did I limit your altitude to 66 feet? Because if you don't know how to fly acro and this thing shoots up in the air, from the time you hit that 66 feet, it jumps back into stabilization mode and just sits there and watches you. Yeah. Now, if you know to fly acro, you don't need this 66-foot limit. You can just take off, shoot up in the air, and continue to fly acro. But if you've never flown acro before, but you just want to do something cool, set that 66-foot limit and you'll be able to take off like a real FPV pilot. Next, you go out of safety and you go into control. When you go into control, you go into remote controller, go all the way down and set your custom mode. It comes in sports mode. Switch it from sports mode over to manual mode. Now it'll tell you loosen the sticks. You could do this with your springs loaded. You could do it with the springs loaded and without the springs loaded. Put it in manual mode. Once you put it in manual mode, we're gonna head back. We come over to gain and expo. Come over to gain and expo and turn your altitude limit off. Turn this off so your altitude limit is not limited. Turn it off. We go back, we go back, we go back. Now grab your drone. Set it a good ways from you. You can do it close standing by, but if you're now starting out, you know, you want to keep some distance between you and the drone. In a big open area, of course, see how big and open this is? You can barely see the drone. It's like a dot. You can do this with the goggles on, or you can do it with the goggles off if this is your first time and you want to keep your eyes on your drone. You don't need the goggles on, right? But I can assure you this is pretty safe. Now, to go into manual mode, all you do is click this down, this button down into manual, right? Because you have your settings set up for manual. Now, if you want to take off in manual, all you need to do is double tap this button. But the drone hasn't started. Why? The drone hasn't started even when you double tap the manual takeoff. Why isn't it starting? Well, because you're spring loaded, and because you're spring loaded, right, it means you technically have half the throttle or half the thrust on the drone. So you need to hold this down and then hold it down, hold it all the way down, as down as you can, right? Hold it down, all the way down, and then double tap the button. Now the drone is armed. Now the drone is on, right? So now all you need to do is take your left stick and thrust it all the way up. I mean, don't stop for nothing. Look at me. Now what? The drone's just sitting there. How come? Because I thrusted it all the way up to 66 feet. And once you hit that 66 foot, the drone knows that that's your altitude limit, and then it goes back into stabilization mode without you having to do anything. So I can just sit there and hover. Now, if you don't set that altitude limit, this thing's coming down like a brick. ADI mode, right? So you're only using the ADI mode to take off and give like that cool hype. It's that easy, guys. In my last video, if you haven't seen it yet, I show you how to fly acro with this drone for the first flight coming from a GPS drone, guys. It's doable. You don't have to go as crazy as me, but you can do it in a few days or a few weeks if you want. It's really not that hard unless you want to fly low to the ground, and I'll do separate videos for that once I learn it. So yeah, guys, make sure you subscribe because the video's got 11,000 views, and out of 200 comments, I've only got like 2 or 3 comments saying, yeah, we want more tutorials. So if you want more tutorials like this to teach you cool stuff and the flying stuff too, guys, you gotta sub up. Like, you gotta be vocal in the comment section. Let me know you want this, because I know what videos to make based upon what you guys comment and let me know. So if you're not commenting, how am I gonna know? I'm just gonna be flying this thing, enjoying it for myself, and I'm not gonna know whether you guys want to see this type of content or not. If you made it this far, you now know that this controller can hook up to your computer and you can fly your DRL simulator with this. Share this video in your favorite Facebook drone groups or Reddit or wherever it is that you share stuff. Get the word out there so people know I'm out here making content for you guys. Hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and make sure you hit the bell so you get notified when I drop a new video. All right, with that being said, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you become a Patreon, guys. Big benefits to Patreon. Get direct access to me. Any questions? I'm right here on Patreon. Support this channel, and there's benefits. Last Mini 2 went all the way to the UK.